Did Eve fall in love during a threesome?
If anyone could do it, it's Eve.
You're like a chick. I mean, the guy cannot have unemotional sex.
I didn't have sex.
Whatever. You can't whack off without weeping.
Hello, yes. Welcome back, everybody, to Oh Yeah, the Entourage podcast. I am your host, J.R. Hickey, coming to you from Hilton Head, South Carolina this weekend. Took a long weekend, wanted to disconnect for a few days. Thank you to everybody who's been super patient and waited an extra 2 days for this week's episode. Haven't been near a computer, haven't been near a cell phone in about 4 or 5 days. There is a hurricane bearing down on the island, so I'm about to board an airplane. Hope everybody had a great Labor Day weekend. Hope everybody's staying safe out there with Hurricane Dorian bearing down on them. Great guest this week. Comedian Ari Mannis joined us. Ari is a regular at the Comedy Store in LA, the Laugh Factory in LA. He is Theo Von's opener on the road. And he recently was part of our Bro Bible Comedy Night in Los Angeles. We had Going Deep with Chad and JT as our headliners, as well as a whole slew of other special guests. Andrew Santino showed up, and so did Ari. So had a great conversation. We talked about Strange Days, episode 7 of season 3 of Entourage. Not one of the more well-regarded episodes of the show. We still had some fun with it. This episode really goes off the rails. Ari tells a story about how he himself has had a threesome. We don't stick to the categories as religiously as some people may like, but that's what you get with Oh Yeah. Sometimes we play it by the book, and other times we just kind of have a fun conversation about the show. We're back to our regularly scheduled programming next week. On Monday, we will be talking about the release. For those who aren't following us on social, don't forget to follow at Oh Yeah Pod on Instagram and Twitter. Don't forget to listen to the Oh Yeah Music Spotify playlist. The link to listen to that is in the show notes for today's episode. And if you're enjoying what you're hearing, leave us a 5-star review. Those 5-star reviews are super important, as you know. I've gotten some really great ones recently, so keep those coming. I really appreciate it. So we'll be back on Monday. We'll be back every Monday breaking down a new episode of Entourage. We're trudging along here. We're a third of the way through the show. The guests keep getting better and better. Our visibility keeps getting bitter and bitter, so that's a good thing. Trust me, guys. Enjoy the rest of your short week, and enjoy this conversation I had with comedian Ari Mannis. Okay, everyone, we are back. My guest this week is a Los Angeles comic who performs comedy all over the country, opening for comics like Theo Von, Dan Soder, and Andrew Santino. If you are a SoCal resident, he regularly performs at the Comedy Store, the Ice House, and the Improv. Ari Mannis, welcome to the Entourage podcast.
Thank you for having me, and I would like to make this clear because it was in your intro. I opened for Dan Soder one time, and I think it's on my bio that someone wrote. So just in case anyone's like, I know Dan Soder, I barely know him.
Okay. All right, cool. Dan and I actually performed together back in Chicago way back in my early stand-up days.
Really nice, really funny.
Great guy.
Hopefully I get to work with him again in the future.
Yeah, everyone watch Billions. He's one of the supporting
I still have
cast
not
members.
watched that show.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Is it as good as Entourage?
It is not as good as Entourage. It'll never be as good as Entourage.
I won't tell Dan you said that. I'm not going to tell him. Your secret's safe with me.
For first off, we always start off this podcast by asking our guest, what was your experience with Entourage like, Ari? Were you like an early adopter?
I remember it very clearly. I was not an early adopter. I think I came in at season 2 or season 3.
Uh-huh.
And what happened was I was in this summer school class at a junior college in San Diego, just getting ahead, catching up, whatever I was doing. And someone said to me, hey, your name's Ari, like Ari Entourage. And I was like, I don't know what that is. And they're like, oh, it's a really good TV show. And Ari's a great character. He's really funny. And I'm like, all right, I'll check it out. And that's what happened. I checked it out and I was like, oh, this is awesome. And then I just binge watched everything and caught up. I've seen the movie. I've seen every episode.
Perfect. So if that was season 2, we're talking 2005. How funny is it that in 2005, that's how you heard about TV shows? You didn't read about them on Twitter. You didn't read about them on Vulture. Someone in a class just told you, hey, check that show out. And you went on that recommendation.
Well, yeah, but it was mostly because there was a character with my name.
Yeah.
That's what got me. But yeah, it's true. I never used to look up. Now, before I watch anything, TV show, movies, I look up its IMDb rating. And if it has a low IMDb score, I don't watch it.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
So times have definitely changed. I used to watch so much crap to get to the good stuff.
Yeah.
And now I'm picky and selective.
And to this day, if someone were to say to me, like, you should watch the show, I usually am like, yeah, I'm not going to watch that show. There's 90% of the people I engage with give me bad recommendations. So,
but the advantage now is we can look up trailers easily on the internet.
Yep.
And we can start from the beginning. Remember back in the day where you started shows from the middle of the show?
Yeah.
Because you didn't know what was going on and you only had TV. Now I can start from the beginning till the end, binge watch it on Netflix. I'd say it's better.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
The future is awesome. The present is awesome.
Well, we're not talking about the present. We're talking about the past. Let's talk about episode 7 of season 3, Strange Days. Every week I like to do a quick time capsule. This aired on Sunday, July 23rd, 2006.
Wow. Okay. I was a junior in high school then.
Yeah, I was a freshman in college. So yeah, we're 2 years apart. It's interesting, as I mentioned last week, this is the hardest part of every episode of Oh Yeah, is figuring out what happened that week because it's in the summertime. Nothing happens in the summertime when Entourage was on the air.
Oh, dude, my junior year of high school summer, I kissed a girl for the first time.
Whoa.
That was my first kiss, and she gave me 5 blowjobs.
5 blowjobs total that summer. So this was a good summer for Ari Mannis.
Yeah, I have a clear memory of this summer. I was working.
You may have been getting a blowjob this Sunday.
I just got home. I went to a military high school.
Uh-huh.
I was home for the summer in San Diego, California, where I'm from. I was a tennis and surf camp counselor, and I kissed one of the other camp counselors.
Just getting blown at camp.
And then she gave me 5 blowjobs. Not at camp, though. These were just after camp.
Gotcha.
In my bedroom upstairs in my parents' house. We would get drunk. We were minors drinking alcohol after camp. We would mix vodka and Jamba Juice and anything we can get our hands on, get wasted, and she'd suck my penis and stuff.
And then you'd watch Entourage, probably.
And then she'd go home and I'd watch Entourage. It's a great summer.
But honestly, it brings a tear to my eye at how much I miss that time period.
I have yet to have a summer as good as that summer, I think.
Same.
That might be the best summer of my life.
Same. Well, I got married last summer, so I should probably say that. So,
congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Are you guys happy together?
We are very happy together. She loves that I spend most evenings sitting in a closet talking to strangers about Entourage. It's really good for our marriage.
Yeah, sounds healthy.
On this particular Sunday, July 23rd, that same day, Tiger Woods won the British Open for the 3rd time. He finished 2 shots ahead of Chris DeMarco. He had won it 2 times before, in 2005, the year before, and then in 2000. This would be the last time he would ever win the British Open in his career. Ari, are you a golf fan at all?
I'm not. I wouldn't say I follow it closely, but I obviously know who Tiger Woods is. I've seen him play at the Buick Invitational at Torrey Pines Golf Course in San Diego several times. A big fan. I'm sorry that his personal problems affected his game and that he went through a struggle. But, he's still rich and probably lives a pretty good life. I don't feel that bad for him.
I'm surprised he never made it onto Entourage.
Me too. I bet you they offered it to him. He probably just said no or something.
Yeah, Phil Mickelson made it on there twice, I think. So, it's interesting.
He was probably above going on an HBO sitcom, but wasn't above having sex with waitresses, like cheating on his beautiful model wife.
Exactly. Let's talk real quick. I do a real quick summary of the plot of this week's episode that we're discussing. So hang tight with me for a sec. E is still sweating the fact that he woke up cuddling with Tori rather than Sloane during their threesome. To try and ease his conscience, he tracks down Tori at her hotel to apologize, but in doing so manages to creep her out even more. Ari's break from Terrence is nearly complete when he negotiates an $11 million severance package on a handshake. He quickly goes scouting for colossal office space and is spotted by former coworker Adam Davies. During Sloane's charity event, while Sloane is busy auctioning off Vince to the highest bidder, Tori is suggesting another 3-way with Eric with no rules this time. Queasy with nerves, Eric ends up fleeing the party. Adam Davies approaches Ari with an offer. He wants a partnership and $1 million contract at Ari's new agency, or he'll tell Terrence all about Ari's bid plans. Tori ends up crashing on Sloane's couch for one more night, keeping Eric up until he gets the chance to talk to her one final time. She doesn't deny an attraction, but she suggests that Eric not let a girl like Sloane slip away. Ari, what was your favorite moment from this episode?
Wow, there were so many moments, but I don't know. Maybe when that old lady won Vince, and then he was making out with one of the cocktail servers in the room in the coat closet.
The movie star, the gorgeous Vincent Chase, Molly Burns. Molly Burns. Here she is. Let her hear it. Come on up, Molly. Vince, ladies and gentlemen. Vincent Chase.
Where the fuck is he?
Chase at the podium.
I wonder what you sold for.
I wonder who I sold to.
He's here somewhere. We're gonna find
He
him.
knows that they're announcing him too. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
He doesn't go over there.
I mean, if you're an A-list movie star, I don't think you really go where anyone tells you to go.
I guess not, but if it's me, neurotic me, and and I hear them announcing my name, I would stop. I'd say, "Let's pick this up later." I would leave the hot girl in the closet, and I'd go get my old lady who.
Yeah, she'll
Put
be
on.
there. She's working the whole night.
Yeah, she's not going anywhere. You're a movie star. She's not. So that was.
She's
my
on an
favorite.
hourly. She's on the clock.
But people are different. There are plenty of guys who wouldn't leave and would just stay making out with the babe.
Yeah,
Good for them.
Vinny Chase. So, love that moment. My favorite moment is just, it's kind of two bookended moments, is Eric's really awkward hello and goodbye to Tori when the boys go and visit. When they stop by like on their way to lunch.
Hey. Hi, baby. How are you?
Hello.
Hello. Hi, guys.
What's up?
Hey.
He literally is like a 12-year-old boy. He's like, hello, goodbye. It's just very funny to me.
I mean, honestly, they make his character. How old is he supposed to be? Like a 30-year-old man, right?
30, yep.
So it's like when you're 30 years old, I don't believe that anyone behaves that way.
Yeah.
So it was like, it was funny, but I'm like, okay, come on.
Yeah.
Give me a break here.
Like all of that, like all of his nerves about it, it was a little over the top. I completely agree. He's like in the bathroom at the charity event, like splashing water on his face. It's like,
Right.
dude, get it together, man.
Yeah, it's like you're acting like you already cheated on your wife and she's about to find out.
Yeah.
It's not what happened.
Yeah. And you just had a consensual threesome with your girlfriend and her. Like,
Well, it makes it wasn't even a threesome though.
yeah, that's true.
He just watched them hook up and then they all cuddled. That's not a threesome. A threesome is having sex with two different women at the same time.
I know.
He didn't get to do that. So
Yeah.
actually, I don't even think he was in like just a three-way love cuddle sesh, but not a real threesome, I think.
Yeah. Kind of a bummer. I want to move forward to bros being bros moments, these moments of like true male friendship that are displayed, because there are a ton in this episode. Ari, do you have any you want to start with?
The one that comes to mind, I kind of don't remember, but the one that comes to mind is when Drama was like, "Hey, can I hook up with her?" And he's like, "What? She's not into you." And he's like, "Okay, well, can I do it?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Fine, Drama, do it."
Me and a girl like Tori are wild, kindred, free spirits. I'd never want to go where you've been. That's what you never actually got there. You mind if I try it on for size?
You tried the other night, Drama. No luck. I'm with E. You got no shot, Drama.
Look, I'm not going to debate whether or not I can get the girl. I'm only asking if he would care.
I have a girlfriend.
Well, then just say you don't care. You can't say.
I don't care.
Sweet.
Just as a line is just an absurd way to ask your buddy if you can do it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, because that's a real thing amongst guys. You need to check, right? Like, I don't know if I've ever been in that exact situation, but I've certainly had friends of mine ask me, "Hey, do you mind if I like talk to your ex-girlfriend or something like that?"
What'd you say?
Depends on the situation, but in most circumstances, I've been like, "No, I'd rather you keep that poison out of your life."
I think I would probably say go ahead, but then secretly I would never be friends with that guy again.
Yeah, I liked how, and I'm going back to what I mentioned before, after the awkward, like, hello, goodbye at the charity event, he immediately turns to the guys, E, and he's like, "She was cold, wasn't she?" And they're all immediately like, "Yeah, dude, she was cold. Like, you're in the right here." They just, like, back him up, like, kind of undeniably.
Yeah, that's true. And she wasn't even cold. She looked at him and smiled and waved. She was, like, so sweet and nice.
Well, I'm gonna go back to the hotel and work on my tan, so I'll see you guys later.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Peace.
Goodbye, Eric.
Later. Oh, yeah.
Jesus, you thought you wanted to get in and out fast. She was cold, right?
Cold. She ran from you like a chicken with a bad cough.
What does that mean?
It's an avian flu reference.
Oh, good one.
And then one more bros being bros moment, Ari. It's after the boys are just busting Eric's balls about this whole thing. Like, "Oh my God, did E fall in love during a threesome? Like, we can't believe this." He would be that type of guy. Later, E's upstairs, like, fixing his tie. And Vince walks in and he's like, "Come on, let's go." And E's like,
Yo.
Never mind.
Come on, what's up?
I can't stop thinking about Tori. Makes me sick. I feel guilty.
Jesus. Really? I was just kidding. You're really into her?
No, it's just that when we were doing our whole, thing, I wanted her. Bad.
So?
More than I wanted Sloane.
Oh.
Yeah.
You had a threesome. Any guy's gonna want what he's never had during that.
I still want her.
Well, you were this close to having her. It was a big tease. If you would have had it, it'd be over now.
You think?
Absolutely. And here's the good news. She's not into you.
She thinks you're a stalker. She was probably wanting the whole threesome thing just to get to Sloane. And she lives 3,000 miles away, so just get through the night, and it's over.
Should be a good one.
And Vince is like pretty level with him. Vince is like, come on, man, like you can do this one night, just kind of man up. Good news, she's not into you. She lives on the other side of the country. Like he kind of just like saw past all the bullshit that Drama and Turtle were making fun of him for. Yeah. And just kind of leveled with him, which sometimes you need to do that. Like guys
and
can
that's
be
kind of a pattern in this show, I feel like.
Yeah.
There's the boys' night and then Ian and Vince have this other connection where they're real with each other. And
all right, what do you think of Vinny Chase as an actor? And that's not an Adrian Grenier question. That's is Vincent Chase a good actor in your opinion?
And I hear a lot of people talking smack on him, but I always bought into it. Every time, from start to finish, I was like, this guy's a movie star. He's great. I bought into that whole world. I immersed myself in, and to this day, if I saw him, I would be starstruck.
I'm honestly the same way. Like we did an episode a couple weeks ago called "The Movies of Vincent Chase," where we went through his career, and he's a serviceable actor. Like he does did a lot of like beef, but it's kind of the role of the movie star to be this kind of like slightly vapid, slightly clueless person in the center of this Entourage universe. So glad to hear your team, Vince.
Yeah, I'm Team Vince, and I'm sad to see that he hasn't done much since.
Yeah, same. What was your least favorite moment from the episode, Ari?
It might be one of your favorite moments. I think I didn't like that E was just such a little pansy boy, like such a little soft. Like, I get it, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
But it's like, you still got to make him a real guy.
Yeah.
And that whole episode, I'm thinking no 30-year-old man acts like this. And if they do, it goes away after a threesome.
Yeah, I think I actually kind of agree with you. While I liked the awkward hello and goodbye, I thought it was funny. I didn't particularly love that they were making E out to be very overly sensitive, because he's always the sensitive one in the group, but it's really ratcheted up. I really didn't like all the snuggle talk at the beginning. I don't think guys talk that way. Like, Vince even says it.
Who snuggles in a threesome anyway?
A question, who uses the word snuggle?
E and E.
Men spoon, E. Women snuggle.
Just like going to check on the girl to apologize.
Yeah.
It's just like, no one's going to do that.
Maybe it's his Catholic guilt.
Yeah, I mean, they explain it like, oh, he's just this good guy, but no one's that good, dude. And if they are that good, they're not friends with that crew.
Yeah,
they have a different crew. They're just a nerd.
Yeah, they get eaten alive by that crew.
Yeah, they're virgins. You know who's that good of a guy? Guys who don't fuck.
Entourage is an endlessly quotable show. Lots of great lines from this episode. What were some of your favorite ones this week?
I don't think I remember any lines,
but
good. You had a few. The Drama quote asking for his turn with the girl. I think Ari Gold had a couple good lines to
Terrence. We'll get into that. I'm gonna save that one actually, but yeah, totally. So I really liked the moment when they're walking into the charity event, the boys and Turtles.
It could be fun, Vince. Like that time you got auctioned off for the Feed the World event.
Oh, Jesus. Remember that Cuban guy who bought me and wanted me to come live with him in Havana?
That guy never sent me those cigars he promised. I should call.
Hey, ask me if he knows any good lefties for the Yanks bullpen while you're at it.
Great mother.
Just
hilarious.
Just like 3 or 4 nonsensical things about this event that apparently took place. And no one gives a shit that like Vince was about to become a sex slave of some guys in Cuba.
That's normal in Hollywood. I mean, living out here, probably every girl I've ever met has sold themselves for money at some point. If you live in LA,
in like the Middle East,
even in LA, there's a lot of sugar babies here. I'd
Yeah.
say 90% of female actresses and models in Los Angeles are also prostitutes.
That's interesting, and it's funny. We'll get to like how would this episode be different, but I feel like that should be more part of the conversation in Entourage. It's like people
well, it's
offering.
People don't like to talk about it.
Yeah, well, of course.
It's even in Entourage because it's probably most of those girls in that show are prostitutes.
It's always also like airing Hollywood's dirty laundry, but Doug Ellen and the people who produce the show usually are pretty good about that. But yeah, maybe don't out every woman as a prostitute.
Right. Yeah, it's a lot of it. I mean, who knows how many times Mark Wahlberg got his penis sucked from this show. It's like, I'd say 100 to 150 blowjobs.
Mark, if you're listening, come on the podcast. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Come on. Dispute what I have to say.
I liked when Eric ran into Seth Green. We can talk about the Seth Green cameo in a bit, but the line...
I was going to say that's the only celebrity cameo in that episode, right?
Unfortunately. Yeah. Well, there's actually a second one we'll get to in a second, but I liked the wink and the nod of...
Yeah, sorry about your show getting canceled.
Oh, yeah. What are you going to do, man? Nobody believed that 4 guys in the 30s were going to live together.
It's a reference of his show 4 Kings, which got canceled, but it's just like a look right at the camera is like, nobody's really believing this, are you? Like, which I liked. It was funny.
Right. It was them insulting each other.
Yeah. And then and Adam Davies, there's a good line when he's like haggling with Ari at the silent auction. He goes,
Come on, Ari. We're all animals. We just go wherever there's the most food.
He says it in just like that perfect, slimy, oily, like used car salesman way.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they show a good job of these agents, and you kind of don't believe it, and then you move out here, and there's definitely people that are like that.
Yeah. This is a good episode, too, where you see, like, a good cast of characters. You see, like, Terrence, you see Adam Davies, you see Ari's wife. It's been a while since, like, the whole crew has gotten together, essentially.
I'll be honest, it was interesting, because this is the first time going back and watching an old episode since I finished the show.
Sure.
Is I don't forgive Ari's wife for what she does later in the show.
You mean leave him?
So I was watching it, and I hated her because of what she does in the last season.
You just stand by your man Ari, don't you?
I stand by the boys. Yeah,
that's right.
Bros before hoes, dude.
Exactly. I mean,
in my mind, she's a betrayer. Her character is a betrayer. And when I went back and watched her, immediately when I saw her, I'm just thinking, whore.
I mean, those last 2 seasons, that plot is rough. Ari goes like on a date with like a really young girl, ends up sleeping with Dana Gordon. We're gonna get to all that when we eventually get there in 60 episodes or so.
Right. But yeah, so part of me just remembered that.
Gotcha.
So when I was going back and watching it, it was interesting.
Did any songs jump out at you from this episode?
I forgot to pay attention for that too.
I
mean, the music was good. Of course, the theme song is great.
Yeah.
But I can't remember a single song.
No worries. I liked there's a Mickey Avalon song, Jane Fonda. It plays when E goes and visits Tori at the pool. It was like in The Hangover. It was like one of these.
That's a great song.
Yeah, it's one of these early mid 2000s like horrible white rapper songs, but it took me back and it still made me.
I think it's catchy. I like it.
That's the point. Like if it's still catchy 15 years later or 13 years later, then I think it makes the list.
I mean, yeah, I'll say that too. I was watching that show. It holds up. Like there was not really anything that I found dated in it.
Yeah.
Really, right? There was nothing in it where I thought to myself, well, no one does that anymore.
Yeah, no, in terms of overall plot, there is nothing that was outdated this week. Sometimes we did some outdated plot points. We got a few outdated references, though. Vinny in the car is like,
well, besides the fact that the LA Times compared me to Terrell Owens, I'm doing great.
You hear that, Ari?
Yeah, the Eagles got rid of T.O. and look where they landed. Aquaman 2 is gonna make Speed 2 look like Citizen fucking Kane. All right, you tell Vince, we will bounce back.
Oh yeah, you know what's funny? Now Aquaman's a real movie.
Yep. And the Eagles won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He spins it as like Aquaman 2 is gonna suck and the Eagles they never recovered.
Aquaman 2 is gonna for sure be made. Aquaman 1 made money, I'm pretty sure.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. Aquaman 1 made like $750 million. They will be making Aquamans for a long fucking time.
Yeah. But the Aquaman looks nothing like Vince.
No. Jason Momoa from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, he's twice his size.
Yeah, he could eat Vinny Chase. So we talked about celebrity cameos, good and bad. I think the best celebrity cameo and pretty much the only one is Seth Green. What's your opinion of Seth Green in general?
I'm a fan. I love that early movie, Rollerblade movie I used to watch on Disney. I forget what it was called.
God.
He played like a little brother from Minnesota, and
Brink?
I liked him in that. No, it wasn't Brink, but it was that same era.
Oh shit! I
It
want to
was
look this up now.
I forget, but it was early Seth Green,
That's
and I liked
amazing.
him in that. It was him and I want to say Jack Black was in the movie too.
Wow.
That
I'm
was
having trouble
classic.
accessing his IMDb, and the listeners love when I read through actors' IMDb's. It just makes a really compelling radio.
No, I want to find it now too, though. I'm kind of curious. Let me see. Seth Green. I'm gonna look at his see if I could even find it. It's probably so far back in his.
Yeah.
He has so many credits.
He was a child actor.
Yeah, I mean, but I am a fan. Yeah. Let's see here. It was called Airborne. Airborne. Did you ever see that?
No, I never did. Airborne,
out, dude. Yeah, I remember knowing him from that. That was like the earliest thing I saw him on. Then, of course, him and Austin Powers and Family Guy and all the things he's done.
Yeah.
He's great.
He was on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He played Oz. He was an Angel. He created and voice acted in the show Adult Chicken.
Yeah, Robot Chicken. Yeah, it was great.
I'm sorry. Yes, Robot Chicken. Thank you. He's been in Hollywood since 1984. He's good friends with Kevin Connolly. That's why the whole Seth Green rivalry is great. They probably concocted that on their own, or at least the writers did.
And they are kind of similar looking. When you see them together on that pool scene fighting, you go, "Oh yeah, they would be rivals." They kind of are similar guys.
Oh, I'm sure they were in audition rooms throughout the 80s and 90s together, going for the same role. So that's probably why they became such good friends.
How's Sloan? She's good. You know Sloan?
Yeah, I know Sloan. She's a great girl. You guys doing all right?
Yeah, good. I'll tell her you said hi.
You should.
But so there is one more celebrity cameo. I don't know if she's considered a celebrity, but she plays herself. Terrence's wife, Melinda Clarke, plays the actress Melinda Clarke, who is this famous soap opera star.
Okay, I guess I just didn't pick up on that because I don't watch soap operas, so I missed that.
We also didn't pick up on it because you don't host an Entourage podcast where you have to fucking research every person.
Yeah, but I bet you a lot of people watching, older people, were like, "I know her," but
exactly.
I didn't. Yeah, I'm too young, I guess.
She was in Days of Our Lives. She played Julie Cooper, the manipulative and cunning mother on The O.C. Did you ever watch The O.C.?
No, heard of it though.
Yeah, takes place not far from where you grew up. And then she's been in Nikita. She's on the show Dallas. She's been in Hollywood, a soap star, TV actress for years. So I think that's the other celebrity cameo. I didn't love her, giving Mrs. Ari a hard time. I'm assuming you did because you don't like Mrs. Ari.
I don't like Ms. Ari, but I'm being honest, I can't even remember. She's already out of my brain. I can't remember the scene you're talking about.
She's giving Mrs. Ari, she's looking at the ring that Mrs. Ari bought, and Mrs. Ari has to
Oh, is that the lady who she's like, it's made out of, it's fake?
Yep, exactly.
Oh, got it. I remember that. Yeah, I like that scene. That was funny when she was like, it's fake. And then she came back, I don't want to tell people it's fake. And he's like, you fucking idiot. You don't need to tell people that.
It's exquisite. It's so unlike you.
Well,
I must compliment Ari.
God, this must have cost a fortune. Well, actually, it's just a CZ.
Oh.
Don't tell anyone.
No.
Never.
What?
I can't believe I had to tell that bitch this was a fake.
You didn't have to do that.
Well, I thought we were supposed to be keeping the money a secret.
No, Terrence knows we have money. He gave it to me.
How the fuck am I supposed to know? You have me so confused. I don't like secrets. I don't like lying.
Office space. You just can't say office space.
It just shows how stupid she is.
I've never heard this much anger towards her. I love it.
Well, have you ever been cheated on?
I have been cheated on. And you know what?
Well,
she doesn't cheat on him. She just leaves him, though.
Same thing.
It's pretty much.
She's a conniving whore. Her character, the actress, I'm sure, is a lovely person.
Absolutely. Perry Reeves, if you're listening, let's podcast. So we kind of glossed over it a little bit, but the plot ages pretty damn well. It's kind of centered around this live, silent auction type thing, threesome. Nothing really stood out at me as being exceptionally dated. I think one little thing, and this is just because I watched the show so closely, Ari, is when E comes out and confronts Tori in the middle of the night as she's leaving for her flight.
Go back to bed.
I can't sleep.
Take an Ambien.
Not many people take Ambien anymore.
Is that true? What do they take now?
They smoke a heavy indica.
Yeah, no, I disagree with you. I think the casual sleeping medicine is a heavy marijuana, but people who there's still plenty of people who take sleeping pills.
Yeah, I know.
And I bet you Ambien is still one of one of the popular ones. So I'm going to disagree with you and say that is not dated.
Okay. We're getting contentious here on the Entourage podcast.
I respectfully disagree, but I think you're right. Plenty of people do just take a bong rip and then pass out.
100%, myself included.
Oh yeah, little stoner boy.
Well, I moved here from Chicago, so for 5 6 years ago when I moved here, it was like a whole new world for me. So you grew up in SoCal, right. So it's a little bit more.
Yeah, it's true. I didn't start smoking weed a lot until I was 18, but I'm kind of burnt out on it. I still smoke it socially, but not that often.
Every week I like to just talk about continuity errors, trivia type stuff. There's one thing that Adam Davies says that doesn't really align.
Guess what I found? Office space that says, unless your wife's baby blanket biz went big time, you are about to open the largest agency in town.
Which is never anything that his wife ever did. Like, Mrs. Ari's never making baby blankets at any point, so it seemed like an
threw it in there.
You just kind of threw it in there as like a did or something.
Yeah, you're not sure. I remember that moment too. I was like, did she do? I thought to myself, does she have a baby blanket business, or was that just a line saying, unless your wife's rich, blah blah blah. So I wasn't sure.
Just a line. And then I want to talk, because this is the first time I really noticed it, but then it kind of like resonated with me. The Budweiser integration that this show has. They are drinking they're drinking Bud Selects, which is like a lighter version of Bud Light that came out in the early 2000s. It had a massive effect on me because I saw the boys drinking Bud Selects, and I immediately went out and bought it.
And you're like, no one drinks Bud Select. Oh, you're saying back in the day you went out and drank Bud Select because they did?
Yeah, because I'm so pathetic and I like the show so much.
That's hilarious. Well, there you go. I guess that kind of marketing actually works.
Oh, 100%. But now watching it as a 31-year-old man, I'm just like, it's so bizarre. They drink Budweiser in every single scene on this show. The very first opening scene of the entire show, when they're at breakfast at Earth Cafe, they're just pounding Bud Heavies during lunchtime. And it's funny, they're like at this really nice kind of buttoned up black tie event, and there's Eric at the bar drinking a Budweiser. It's just...
That is hilarious. I didn't notice, but that's so funny. Yeah, I wonder how much Budweiser paid for that. I mean, they probably get paid per scene.
Definitely. And regularly you see in the show like actresses and supermodels drinking Budweiser. I just wish they would have included a scene or a plot where like Vince is awarded like a lifetime supply of Budweiser to explain it.
I'm surprised they didn't.
Because it's ridiculous. I mean, obviously later on they do the Avion thing. It's a little bit more of like a business venture for Vince and Turtle.
Yeah, once the Budweiser sponsorship dried up, they're like, all right, we could introduce our own alcohol.
Exactly. Every week, Ari, I do a Faces in the Crowd award. It's just like that person in the episode that you're like, where do I know them from? 2, I'm going to point out, the guy who's on stage, the auctioneer, name is Craig Anton. He is one of the original cast members of Mad TV.
Oh, wow.
Which was really cool. Yeah, didn't have a lot of speaking lines in this episode, but I recognize him from that. And, collecting a paycheck, good for him.
I didn't notice that one. You know who I've seen before, and I can't put a pin on where, is Tori, the threesome girl. Where have I seen her?
Oh, yeah, that's Malin Ackerman. Malin Ackerman is a Swedish actress. We talked about her last week when she was introduced. She was in the Watchmen movie.
That's where it is. Yeah, Watchmen.
That was her first breakout.
She's hot. Yeah, she's hot.
She's hot, and she plays essentially what's a male fantasy. This is such a role written by a writer's room full of dudes, just the hot friend from the East Coast who comes in and just wants to sleep with your girlfriend and sleep with you.
Yeah, sounds incredible. I've had a threesome once. And
you have?
It was a lot like that. Yeah.
What's great. Can you share any details? Were there rules
No, it was my ex-girlfriend, and she told me that she had a threesome with this one friend of hers once, and then the three of us were hanging out, and I think we all knew that we all knew, and we just were drinking, and then before you knew it, we're getting down.
Riding the tricycle.
And it was great, but at the end, I think my girlfriend did start crying a little bit.
Oh my God.
But we got over it, and it was worth it.
So 95% of it was great.
It was great until after.
Yeah. So I was going to ask, was it awkward afterwards, as it is for E and Tori and Sloan in this episode of Entourage?
A little. We didn't all cuddle together.
Okay.
She went and slept on the couch.
Yeah. Okay. So. Wow, man. I think you're probably the first guest that I've had on that's openly admitted to having a threesome.
I don't know that I was so, it was one of those moments where I said, I can't believe that this has happened. It was the first time in my life where I felt successful.
Yeah.
And it hasn't happened since, and it probably never happened again, but a man could dream.
That was your apex right there.
It was. It actually, I wish part of me wishes it never happened because now I really want it again.
Yeah. You could still make it happen. Are you in a relationship now?
No, I'm single. I mean, yeah, I could make it happen if I got prostitutes, but
yeah, technically any guy with like a couple $100 to make it happen.
yeah, a couple $100, that would be gross.
Yeah.
Threesome.
Yeah.
You're not getting a good girl for a couple $100.
But you can still make it happen. You can still technically, by
That's
technicality.
True. You never know.
Yeah.
I like maybe next time I go to Tijuana, I could make it happen.
You're close enough down in SoCal. One more faces in the crowd. The waitress, the cocktail waitress that Vince is like making out with in the closet. She sticks around for a few more episodes actually, but that is model Cameron Richardson.
Wow.
She's been all over, been on the cover of Women's Health magazine, Cosmo, Mademoiselle. Most famously, though, she was in one of the earliest ads for Carl's Jr. / Hardee's, where she's eating one of those giant Western-style burgers while riding a mechanical bull to the tune of Slow Ride by Foghat. Remember those commercials from like early football Super Bowl stuff?
Yeah, no, I think I do remember. That's interesting. And you know this because you looked at every single character's IMDb, or how do you know this?
Yes, that's okay. part of the dig here. This is like an academic viewing of the show, which
you're just a nerd.
I'm kind of an Entourage nerd. You know what I am? I'm an Entourage fan.
Kind of. You have an Entourage podcast. You're definitely an Entourage nerd.
Yeah,
not kind of.
Hands up, 100%. I missed the show. Here's what happened. All right, I missed the show.
Are they making another movie, or is it done?
It's done. They're done. They're not.
Okay.
They're not. There's no. Doug Allen has expressed zero interest and has said, "I'm never doing an Entourage."
Doug Allen?
Doug Allen's the creator and writer and
Got it.
director. All right, what happened? And I'm not even trying to defend myself because I am an Entourage nerd. Is I was going to rewatch the show in December, and I thought this would make for a good podcast, and here we are. And that thought has led to now the next 2 years of my life doing this.
Wow, I love it.
I know. All right, so moving on, we're almost done. Every week I give a 6-man award. Whoever like just showed up, made good use of their screen time, with limited minutes. Who would you give that award to this week?
Well, let's go down the list. There weren't that many, right? It was the agent who gave him $11 million.
Yep.
The other agent who wants to get in the new company.
Yep.
It was Seth Green.
Yep.
That might be it, right? Are there any other male characters that kind of aren't normally in the show?
Yeah, no, I mean, the 6-man award can be a female character as well. But
got it.
The first character you mentioned, Terrence, his ex-partner, his ex-boss, I'm going to give it to him.
Terrence is a recognizable face, too. He's in Westworld, right? Or
Malcolm McDowell, no. He's in...
He's in everything.
He's the original actor from The Clockwork Orange. I know that.
Wow.
Yeah. He's a stage actor, all this good stuff. Terrence is my 6-man award this week. That scene with him and Ari is an incredible scene.
Ari, you and I are both born negotiators, so let's keep the legal eagles out of this, shall we?
Absolutely.
Good. Now, in the interest of putting this whole sordid mess behind us, I think you'll find this offer very generous.
We've been here before. You know what? Save a tree. Say it out loud.
I'm prepared to offer you $4 million.
4. Okay. First, let me counter by saying, fuck you. You see, while you were off on your 8-year sabbatical, sailing, duck hunting, whatever the fuck it is you do, I took that agency from the mid-level shithole it was to the powerhouse it currently is, and I can prove it.
I thought I had an ego.
You want to go to court? Let's. I got nothing but time. Or have you forgot I got a very rich wife who loves to spoil me? Let's get the fuck out of here.
Wait. 10 million.
12 million.
Fine. 11 it is.
You got yourself a deal.
I even like the scene where they're in the dinner thing.
Yep.
And Terrence goes, already spending that money, Ari, and then they say something and he walks away and he goes, fucking dickhead or something like that. What'd you say?
How are you, mate?
Cheers, Ari. Prick.
Yeah, fucking prick, yeah. Yeah, he's great.
What was your favorite Johnny drama moment from this episode, Ari?
I think we discussed earlier when he's like, my turn with Tori.
Yep.
It's your classic doofus who thinks he has a shot when he definitely doesn't have a shot.
Wants to move in on E's territory, essentially.
Well, but the funniest part is just like, E might as well have been like, from the beginning, yeah, go ahead, drama, because there's no way drama is going to succeed.
No shot in hell.
That stick. Yeah, no shot.
Earlier in the episode, drama says, cold? She ran away from you like a chicken with a bad cough. Turtle goes, what does that mean? Drama goes, it's an avian flu reference. And Turtle goes, oh, good one. Just like Drama making these like off kilter references is always fucking hilarious, as if everyone's supposed to know an avian flu reference.
Yeah, or he just makes it up as he goes. Who knows?
He's such a good character in that way. He's just
what else is so good about this show is just watching 4 or 5 straight white guys on a TV show again. It's like there's no shows like that anymore.
True.
They do not make TV shows with all straight white guys, and it's good. It's good to see a little throwback to the good old days.
The good old 70 years of broadcast television before this. But you're right. If Entourage aired today, there
would be a black guy in the crew for sure, 100%. Probably an Asian guy, a mixed guy, maybe a girl.
Ari would be gay.
Ari would be gay. It's true.
Yeah.
I mean, there definitely there's plenty of diverse cameos in the show or whatever, reoccurring roles, but of the top billed cast members are all straight white guys.
Was your favorite Ari moment the negotiation? Because that was definitely my favorite Ari moment.
The negotiation was great. I loved when he ducked behind the car with his wife.
Oh my God, Ari, what the hell?
I think that was Adam Davies.
Who?
It's that rat fuck that screwed me with Terrence last year.
So what?
So, is that rock fucking blinding you? If Terrence knows that I'm taking the big space, he'll know that I'm starting the big agency.
So what's the difference if he knows? Oh my God, we don't have the money.
We have an agreement. Baby, it's
Ari,
all... Listen, so he didn't see anything. It's all good. Don't worry about it.
What the fuck was that?
When he's on the phone with E is always fun. His interactions with E, where they hate each other or love each other or whatever that is they have. And,
I loved him giving his lawyer shit. Like, way to earn your commission in there, Bear, after he did all the negotiating.
Oh, that was great. Yeah. He walked out, did everything.
It's funny because technically Ari is a lawyer. All these agents are lawyers. That's how you start as a talent
No,
agent.
that's not true.
Really?
No, you do not have to be a lawyer to be an agent. I think it's helpful, and some, probably a decent amount of them have it, but definitely not all agents are lawyers. You start, the average agent starts in the mailroom after college and works their way up to be an assistant, then a coordinator, and then becomes an agent.
Wow. Yeah. You know more about the entertainment industry than I would, so good to know.
Yeah. But they definitely know how to handle contracts and stuff like that. So
that's why I always assumed they had law degrees, but
it's helpful to have a law degree.
My dad's a lawyer. Why didn't he become a talent agent? That would have been nice.
Yeah, it's a lot of hours, a lot of bullshit.
Last couple questions here, Ari, then I'll let you go. Who besides Vince won this episode? Every week Vince wins the episode, but who was the overall winner this week?
What do you mean by that? Wins the episode?
It doesn't really matter. All these questions are super abstract. They can win in terms of succeeding. They can win by being the funniest. They can win by.
I mean, Vince obviously. Who was the that Vince replaced as the auction? Who was supposed to be auctioned off? I forget. Do you remember?
Zach Braff.
Zach Braff. That was a good reference too. Yeah. Vince won because he got to hook up with a girl. I'd say E won because he almost had a threesome.
Yeah.
And then Ari won because he got $11 million. There are a lot of winners. There was a lot of the Sloan who put on the whole wonderful event for charity. She won. I guess almost everyone won.
A lot of winners.
There was no losers, really.
There wasn't that plot where like Drama just gets like the door slammed in his face or Turtle fails spectacularly.
Yeah, I guess if someone had to lose, maybe Terrence. He lost $11 million.
Yeah, but what's unfortunate is, foreshadowing in the next couple episodes, you find out that Terrence won't give Ari that money once he finds out he's trying to open a rival agency. So in the context of this episode, he's getting $11 million. So I think Ari did win, but next episode,
he loses.
Terrence is like, I'm taking you to court. You're not getting a dime of that money.
Yeah, this was like a setup episode is what this episode was. It was kind of nothing super significant happened in the episode. I guess that's not true. He got the $11 million. He looked at the office space. But it was this was a precursor episode to a bunch of shit going down later.
And it was also like a follow-up episode to the threesome episode last week, so it's really very much like a junction point. So with that being said, was this an A-list episode, a B-list episode, or a D-list episode?
I'd say B-list. It was solid. I think if you watched it, you'd be thoroughly entertained and want to watch the next one. But it wasn't like, oh shit!
Yeah.
It didn't end. It didn't end on a cliffhanger at all.
Yeah, it ended on E standing there in his boxers.
Yeah, it ended on E not fucking up his relationship, or almost trying to fuck it up, but not succeeding because the chick was cool.
So I give a lot of episodes B-list ratings. I'm going to give this one a D+. It's not one of the worst, but nothing really happens. You see a lot of cast of characters, but the ball doesn't really get pushed down the field. Vince's career doesn't progress. Nothing really happens. They go to an event. E doesn't get laid. Like, that's it. Those are the two. Ari maybe gets some money.
Yeah, I mean, when you put it like that, yeah, it sounds... Yeah, it's not the
It's
best.
a forgettable episode, and I apologize for asking you on for it. Ari, last question. If Entourage is real life, in your life's Entourage, which character...
Oh, and you're right. I did not remember the episode. It's so forgettable that I watched it, and I know I've seen it before, but I didn't remember it.
No, I know. That's probably the biggest thing to me, is like the staying power of this episode is non-existent to zero.
Yeah. So sorry, last question.
Last question. In your life's Entourage, which character are you closest to?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Okay, well, I'm definitely not a movie star, so we can eliminate Vince right there, then and there. I'd say I'm a cross between I'd say I'm probably closest to drama.
Okay.
Based on just on paper. And then my personality traits are closest to E.
Okay. Why drama on paper? Because
I'm a failed entertainer.
Gotcha.
So that's probably why I'm closest to drama.
Okay.
And I say ridiculous shit. But then I think I have more sensibilities with E. I've had the threesome. I fall in love really easily.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to do what's right and make it in this cruel, cruel world.
Well, I think you're doing a great job, and we're having you on the Bro Bible comedy show tomorrow night. This will air on Monday, so the show will have already happened. But you're teaming up with our guys from Chad Goes Deep, and you're doing an event for the troops.
I love I've known Chad and JT for a long time.
Yep.
And I know I've met Brandon a couple times. They're all great. So, yeah, I'm excited to do it. I'm excited to perform on a good show, too. It'll be fun.
Where can the listeners of Oh Yeah follow you, Ari?
I'm everywhere. Just look up my name, Ari Mannis, Mannis. I got a website, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever you want to follow me, YouTube. I'm literally everywhere you are.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining. Next time I'm in LA, let's maybe sit down and do one of these in person if you're interested. And
sounds like a plan. I got a podcast studio you could use if you're
beautiful.
in LA.
Sounds great. And let me know next time you're up in SF.
Will do.
All right, man. Thanks for doing this. I appreciate it.